Hi guys, welcome back to Thrift Stores and Coffee Shops. I'm your host, Miss Ebony, also known as the Coffee Bartender, which means I just serve up the VIP topics here on Thrift Stores and Coffee Shops. Those of you that are new to the channel, aka podcast, welcome. The motto here is that the door is always open. I currently am on my way to Trader Joe's to buy a few items for the week. For food, I'm extremely hungry. I had like a bit of a tummy ache yesterday, so I didn't eat too much. I just like drank some ginger ale and stuff after I got home from work. I don't really know what was going on, but I feel much better this morning, but now I'm really hungry and it's like in the evening time already. So I just wanted to do like a Ballin On A Budget type video for y'all. Kind of just some of the things that I do. I'm not saying I'm like this rich auntie or nothing, but I'm a rich auntie, you know what I'm saying? In the spirit first, but also by faith today. But no, I just wanted to share some of my tips and stuff. We have all these people that are always on social media giving great tips, and I follow some YouTube channels that are really great for organization, cleanliness. Just when you think you clean really good, you realize you be missing spots. And other people's lives who are a little bit more efficient and effective, you learn. And I think I'm growing even in that space when it comes to that type of stuff. Not that I'm not a clean person. I'm very neat and I love to stay organized. But I'm like, oh, dang, I can step it up even further. So I just want to talk about some tips. And I might do like a little video too. This channel really is about podcasting, not really about showing how-tos. But I think here and there, it's kind of cool to do that because people like visuals of what it is that you do. People, you know, when you're on social media, people really like content. They like, look, I need to see you in action. I just want to hear you talk. So I might do a haul. But one thing that I do like doing is coming to Trader Joe's to purchase products. I love Trader Joe's. One of my old youth pastors years ago, we would have Bible study at our house and she would have snacks from Trader Joe's, and that's kind of where I first learned about it. This is like 2012. You know, Trader Joe's has been around way before then. I wish I had learned about them in college because I would have definitely shopped there. But Winco was our go-to all the time. That or Safeway, because I had Safeway gift cards through the scholarship program that I had. So I got to shop for free at Safeway. So praise God for that. But I love to go. That's when I first learned about Trader Joe's. And so after that, like, when I had got a job, I was like, you know what, I'm going to start going to Trader Joe's. And there was a Trader Joe's right up the street from where I lived at. So I started doing Trader Joe's. And I would get like 4 bags for $100 and something bucks. Because it was just like me purchasing for myself groceries, and I would get me through like the month and then some change. So I really was like learning how to be more diligent about purchasing products and groceries. Like I stayed at the grocery store with my mom because that's what she used to do all the time. So I kind of learned how to grocery shop, bag groceries, all of that, just by her providing food for her family. So P31, right? So I kind of used to collect the coupons too when I was a little kid. Did you ever be that? I was that kid that went to just grab the coupons off the coupons. I didn't really know what to do with them and how to use them. But I wish I had been more efficient and effective before the internet. We didn't have no computers, nothing like that. So you really just had to read it and figure it out. I wish I had, because as much as my mom stayed at the grocery store, she could have saved so much if I used to grab those coupons. But I didn't really know how to work with them. So I was young. But the idea was to save and to use those, you know, so that we could save every time we went to the grocery store or whatever. So wish I had gotten more hip to that. I would have had a better story for you about how I used to coupon when I was a kid. But I was grabbing the coupons, so that was a start. But I love TJ's. Sorry, back on subject. I'm in the parking lot now. Because they have really great products. What maybe you may not know if you do your research, and I've done a few research things on Trader Joe's, is people probably have already talked about this, and they probably do talk about this, but Aldi's and Trader Joe's, if you live where there's an Aldi's, usually it's the East Coast South store. I lived in Georgia for 3 years, so I was very hip to Aldi, and Aldi was very special for me because it helped me stay on budget with things. I remember I did a birthday gathering for me and my friends for like, I spent like $111 and I cooked everything, and it was vegan, vegetarian, and my friends loved it. It was like 7 of us. It was during the pandemic. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have my friends over. and I'm gonna cook. And it was the bomb, your girl. I wish I had a picture of that meal. I did have a picture of it. The setup wasn't the greatest as far as like being all decorative, but it was that thought that counted. So, and the food was really good. And I flipped that Aldi. Sure did. $111. I still remember it to this day. But Aldi and Trader Joe's are sister stores. I want to say there's a Lidl. It's Lidl. There's a store called Lidl, I think, too. That was a newer store that was just developing when I was in Georgia. It's similar to Aldi, but it's a little bit more upscale, but their bakery is the bomb. So if you live in southern states or East Coast state and they have a Lidl there, I want to say they might be similar to, I can't say they're connected to Trader Joe's and Aldi, but the person that I think developed Trader Joe's was somebody in another country, and they came here and they also did an Aldi. I don't know, something like that. Just, research it and you'll get the information. But Trader Joe's is kind of spin off of that. One thing that I learned about the Trader Joe's products, not all products are produced by Trader Joe's themselves. They have vendors, like pretty much like, okay, say for instance, if I'm not going to say this is what this company does, but it's just hypothetical. Oreos may produce for Trader Joe's, but they have a license to use the Trader Joe's name. And so Trader Joe's will put that on there. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that, but you can research which companies produce for Trader Joe's. Because the first time I learned about that was when I was looking up this like peach drink there. And I was researching it and I was like, wait a minute, this drink is in Dallas, Texas, and it's a company in Texas, but it has a Trader Joe's name on it. So that's when I started researching it a little bit more. And I was like, oh, Trader Joe's actually use their brand on other products. And a lot of grocery stores do that, by the way. But I love a lot of Trader Joe's products. They're great. I think you still need to read the labels and, make sure you check the nutrition facts. But I love their snacks. There's so many great products there. And I get hip to what other people buy there, too. I've been meaning to try the Korean pancakes, but I haven't had the guts to buy them yet, but I think I will buy those. I think those are pretty popular and people say those are good, but their snacks are they're fire. I think it's always trial and error when you buy stuff, and you could always doctor it up if it's not the greatest for you. Like one thing that I wish Trader Joe's had more of, and I didn't mean to just talk about Trader Joe's, but this is the beginning of this video. I wish they had more dressings because they got rid of my favorite dressing there, which was the Thai peanut dressing. So I just figured I'd just learn to make it myself, which is really easy. It's peanut butter, hoisin sauce, some rice vinegar, maybe a little bit of soy sauce, whatever. It's really easy to make if you just Google how to make Thai peanut dressing. A little bit of water, no additives and stuff, and then you can have your own oil. Sesame oil is great if you're making anything with Asian cooking. They use peanut oil, sesame oil, and rice bran oil. Rice bran oil is a new oil y'all need to get on if you're going to be frying anything Asian. That's just another little tip for you. I'm from Seattle, Washington, so my favorite cuisine is Asian food, and my dad was a chef, and he could make him some fried rice for real. My auntie makes fried rice because she worked in a Cantonese restaurant in St. Louis, so we know a little bit about Asian food. Maybe not all, but a little bit, something. But yeah, TJ's just needs to expand their line of dressings. If you could just do that, Trader Joe's, I would love you forever. But the cilantro dressing is good too. I like to add like the ranch seasoning to it. I know, right? The one that comes in the seasoning, not the ranch itself. It kind of amps it up a little bit, but do what you want. You can use that as a chipotle mayo to add whatever seasoning you want, the chipotle, to amp it up. If you want to do like a Southwestern style salad, there's so many different ways to do that. I do it like a Southwestern style, and I put a fried egg on top. Well, I'm gonna have to show y'all some things I be doing for fun, and you'll be like, why would you put a fried egg on your salad? But you might want to try it though and get at me. Like people are doing the shredded boiled eggs. That's cute, but honey, that fried egg, it hits different when you make it Southwest Asian style. I call it a Mexican salad. So I might show you how to make it one day. But yeah, they just need to expand their line of dressings. Sorry, back to the subject. One thing that I do like to do, even somebody that is not buying for a big bulk of a family, it's just me, myself, big bulk of a family. I meant to say I like to buy in bulk. So my tissue paper, I buy in bulk. My napkins, I buy in bulk what I use most of. So tissue paper is really big in my household because I use quite a bit of it. And I don't know if you grew up using tissue paper to wipe down the sink, but I still do that to this day, and it's a good habit I do because it wastes tissue paper, but I know how much I'm using of it, so that's why I like to buy it in bulk. I literally have probably 7 big Costco packs at home now. And I'm on my verge of buying 2 more. And so it's stacked right in the corner, right in my kitchen. And it's going to be stacked high because I'm not coming to a grocery store to buy tissue paper all the time. It's just a blessing to be able to have some already underneath the sink in the bathroom, have some to go restock. It's called increase. The Lord shall increase you more and more, you and your children. Buy in bulk, you're increasing, okay? So napkins, I love to buy. I have baking soda in bulk. I buy the apple cider vinegar in bulk from Costco. This Costco card will save your life. And if you're a student and you are in college, I would encourage you to at least pay $60 a year to go to Costco to buy in bulk. You can share. You can do what you need to do. I wish I had thought of that when I was in college, because I would have had me, but I didn't need one. Like I said, I had separate gift cards, so God did provide for me. But having a card as a Costco student, I think is really smart. It's one way to, help yourself save, and you'll always have snacks. I buy snacks from Costco, but I love the snacks from Trader Joe's too. For my cleaning products, I don't use the typical like Clorox and all that stuff. I've since ceased using that. If I do, I usually like to use it in the toilet, because I just feel like Clorox really cleans the toilet. But I also use baking soda. That's why I buy the big ones from Costco. I have like 2 big ones, and I gotta buy another one. Because the season is like, you don't know what we're going through. We're approaching a new election, and I always just want to be ready for whatever. Making sure I have gas in a gas tank, a gas can. I need to fill it up, by the way, while I'm talking about it. But gas can, I make sure I have that. And just buying certain things in bulk. Snacks I like to buy in bulk. Frozen vegetables I do buy in bulk. I don't buy a lot of canned vegetables, but I do have some on deck. And instead of buying the canned fruit, I try to buy the jarred one. It's kind of tough depending on where you go, because a lot of them have sugar in it. But if you can find some without it, or if you're somebody that can and jar, do that. I live in Washington State, so I could always go somewhere and pick some apples if I really want some like really holistic apples, or go to the farmer's market or different places that have really good apples. There's a place in Washington called Carpenito Brothers. There's a really great farm of food and vegetables, and I've gone there before, and it's really great. The apples are really great. They're nice and juicy and crisp here, depending on where you go. Walla Walla has some really good apples, and they're huge, and they're no pesticides, nothing. So it's just about knowing where to go to buy your fruits and your vegetables. When I buy some of my cleaning products, also, this is a tip for y'all. I mean, I ain't buying for no babies, but if you want to, I clean a lot with wipes because it's very convenient for me. And I spot clean. If you have white, especially in your or where you live at, your vicinity, white is like staple in the place where I live at. So wiping the walls, the baseboards, around there, I have to use wipes, and I use like try to use a holistic cleaner, some with vinegar and stuff. Like I said, I use baking soda, so I put that in the toilet. I put it in the bathtub. I use the spray, and using wipes to go with it. Dollar Tree has really great ones. I use the Yardley ones. They smell good, so I like to use that. Baby wipes, unscented baby wipes from Costco, $20. They come a set of 900 wipes. You can't beat that price for $20. So those I buy. I need to go buy some today. And buying those is really great because I also wipe my dog's paws with them. They're unscented baby wipes. What's the difference in the dog wipes and those? They're unscented. They're not going to hurt the dog. So I use those on her paws when we come in from being outside, especially when it's muddy and dirty, because I live in Washington State, so it does rain here quite a bit. It was raining just today, even though it's June. So just making sure I wipe her paws with that. I wipe down the counters with it using the holistic spray. I also have, when I buy my sprays, sometimes I'll go to like places like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods to purchase those sprays, because sometimes you can find them on clearance. I have granite countertops, in the place that I live, which is really nice, kind of unheard of. So I have a granite spray that I bought from TJ Maxx, and I also have a stainless steel one that I use on the stainless steel appliances. So I have a stainless steel fridge, I have a stainless steel microwave and stove. So it's nice to have that as like, something to wipe down, use the wipes to wipe that down, or just regular napkins. I try my best to purchase those napkins from Costco too, but I end up going to the Dollar Tree a lot. And so when you do go to the Dollar Tree, knowing that it adds up, it just beats going there multiple times and just buying from Costco or bulk, because you'll have multiple. Do you know what I mean? Depending on the sales, I go to Fred Meyer's. Fred Meyer's is great because they send me coupons like every month. And the beautiful thing about that is I have been able to stack up on my toothpaste, because they give it to me for free. They give me a coupon like every time for free. They was doing Colgate for free, but then they got cheap and they started doing Aquafresh. I was like, I see you guys. Try to get cheap. But it's free. So I've been picking up. I missed 1 month though. I was like, dang. So I gave some away. I donated some because I was like, I have too much of these. But it's good to have them in bulk. When Costco has sales on the mouthwash, you can get 3 for $8 for the Crest mouthwash that's alcohol free. So I love getting those from there. Certain things that I know I'm going to use most of, I try to buy in bulk, as opposed to things that I know I'm going to go through, when I go through quickly. Those are the type of things I know I buy in bulk just so I can have them on hand. I don't have to keep going to the grocery store because that adds up. I try to make a budget for myself when it comes to food, but it's kind of unheard of because I always have to buy fresh vegetables. I like to juice. I'm getting back on top of it. So I have to have fresh veggies at least every other week because some of the stuff be going bad if you don't use it quickly, especially if you're buying real vegetables, So I try to make sure I stay on top of that. But I've actually been eating like stuff that's in my freezer because I have just been going to the store multiple times. I was like, you know what? I'm going to the store too much. So I cut back on that, and then I just started, I made some pinto beans, and I don't eat pinto beans. My mom makes them, every week. It's crazy. I don't usually do, but I was like, because I'm, really trying to save, I'm going to make me some pinto beans. I ate them this last week, and they were so good. I didn't put no meat in them. Usually, my mom makes them with ham hock or some kind of, pork bone or something. I didn't make them with nothing. I seasoned them so good, and they were really, really good. I was, afraid at first because I don't cook beans like that, and my mom she's a staple cooker. I was craving cornbread. I picked me up some cornbread from Blinko. Then I froze some, so I was like, I'm freezing these beans because I made a big old pot, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to eat these all week. I ate it for 2 days straight. They were really good. Great in fiber, magnesium. Those of you that are low on iron, eat you some pinto beans. The first time that I remember eating pinto beans that I didn't like them growing up because it probably was because my mom made them with pork. But when she made it with ground turkey, I was like, Mommy, these are the best beans you ever made in your life. These beans were so good. And I didn't make them with meat this time. And I usually don't eat meat like that, but they were really good. I put my foot in that seasoning. And toe, neck, all of it. It was really good. Now I have to pat myself on the back for my first time cooking pinto beans. They were really good. I'm telling you, they were good. And the cornbread, I made it perfectly. It was nice and fluffy. It was well done. It's great. I love it. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys. If I come up with any other tips of the trade, I'll let you know because I got to go in here. It's starting to rain again. It's been off and on. Y'all pray for Washington weather, y'all. We be off and on sometimes. But yeah, I think that's what I wanted to talk about. Nothing else. I didn't have a word of encouragement today except for save your money, budget well. One budget plan that I try to get on. I'm not very consistent with it, but shout out to Maze Lee. If you ever know who Maze Lee is, I'll link her in the bio. She and her husband has this Instagram and social media platform. They live in California now. They were originally from the East Coast. Then they moved their whole little family of 10. Her husband's Korean and she's Black, but they're such a cute couple. I haven't watched them in a while, but she has a budget plan. She's like a mathematician, like a master of math. And I bought her budget plan for $40 because I was like, okay, I need to get better. Maisley, I'm sorry, I ain't really been using it, but it was really complicated. I'm like, girl, you being a mathematician, I know how to use the very basic of Excel, but it's helpful. I was able to download it from Google Sheets. If you need a budget plan and you need somebody to work with you, it's already kind of formatted for you. That's part that was making it a little tricky for me. I was like, I just need something to plug in the numbers and stuff, but it's not too bad. And I also use Dave Ramsey's Every Dollar. I just have I have a perspective budget that I have, and I have one that I'm working with where I am at now. But I also have a plan for what I want to use for my budget for my small business and also for the things that I want to do this year. You know what I mean? There's some big things that I want to accomplish this year, and I have a budget plan for that. I think when God tells us to write the vision down and make it plain, I think that should include a budget. I think it's really important for him to see that you're trying to include him also in your finances, because he's a God of stewardship, order, and decency. And I think when we show God that we mean business by not just paying our tithes and offering, but also budgeting a plan, he can trust us with the things that he has for us later. So I'm working on that. You know, I'm trying to be more consistent, but I've really been seeking God about what's next for me, and I feel like it's some exciting things for the kingdom of God and people of God. If you love Jesus, hey, how you doing? Thank you for showing up here. But yeah, I think really God is trying to check my finances. I think he's checking all of us that are in the kingdom, because he wants to use us, and he's going to make a lot of us millionaires and billionaires, if you're not already. And he's going to teach us how to manage that. And also people, I'm in a position where I'm managing people, and it's not as new for me. I'm used to managing kids, but I'm managing adults, people like that run their own businesses as well. So it's a really neat thing. I think God is very present in the season that we're in. I think it's important to just lean in and just take in everything and just utilize the gifting that God has put in you. Some people are really gifted in finances. They're good at budgeting, planning, preparing. I watched some preppers on here. There's some people that are prepping for, the future. I mean, I think some people think it's extreme, but I think watching those type of people that do those type of videos do help you to put things into perspective, that we do live in a fallen world, and there's already crazy stuff happening. We saw what happened with the pandemic. Jesus is coming back one day, but it's going to be a crazy world. We're already shifting into AI and all these different things that are trying to be in the place of God. You can agree or disagree with me on that, but I think it's very interesting that all of that came out during the pandemic, especially when the C word happened. So I don't know. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the things that the Bible was talking about. Continue to stay in your word and listen to the Holy Spirit concerning your life. So that's all I got to say. Got to go to Trader Joe's and do my shopping. I'll see you guys later. Talk to you. Bye.